Hello everyone, my name is Gibbous and welcome back to another video. Today it's episode 3 of AirSimWorld. Anyways, it's been quite a bit of time since I was last on the account because I've had other stuff to do and I've been working on another video as well, so be sure to keep an eye out for that. Anyways, as you can see, we've gone through, 3 quarters since last time. And our airline balance and value has been rising pretty nicely. Although the balance has pretty much stayed the same for now, which is not very good. Anyways, let's check up. We have the 757-200 delivered, which should be under my aircraft. And there we go. Here it is, 757-200. Weekly hours is good. We want to keep this about 125 weekly hours. That means it's constantly in the air. Anyway, let's see if we can do a nice little bit of research first. See, Washington Airport. Need to find a location to fly to with the 757. So, Transamerican, what is this? California Express. We're taking over the market, boys. We're almost at 25%. We need to be able to take over the market. Sadly, the flight to Los Angeles and what is this, San Francisco? Yeah. Flight to San Francisco is taken, so you can't really fly there. Need to find another high demand area. I think last time we checked up on Seattle, but let's try that anyways. Goes to market research. And Seattle. Okay, so demand is around 3,000, which is definitely not worth sending a massive plane across. The distance is 2,000 nautical miles, and the aircraft that we've got, the 757, should have an okay range. Let me check. Okay, where does it say the range? Delivered, estimated value. Okay, so apparently the range of the aircraft is not given over here. Either way, we'll need to take a look for another location. And Seattle. Need to keep Seattle in mind. Seems like a good location, but just a tad bit too low for a large aircraft like this. Anyways, let's see if we can find some place in Canada instead, or maybe over here in the Yukon and Alaska. No, doesn't seem like there's much. Maybe flying down to Mexico or Cuba might be a good idea. Honduras, El Salvador. Let's see, Mexico. Let's fly to Mexico and see the... Oh, that's a lot of good demand. Yeah, I'm definitely taking that. That's a pretty short range though. But my 757 will be able to handle that, which is good. So let's schedule flights. Okay, so once again, every day of the week, because we're not gonna do any we're not running short on aircraft anytime soon. Set for 1. We need a return trip, 40-minute turnaround time, so it'll be at 450, what is this, 457, so 458, 0458, should be the return trip. I'll send another flight. I think we're only going to fly to Mexico, maybe a short route to, make use of the aircraft. 8:15, that means 8:55, so 0856, flight there, and the return flight. 12:13 would be 12:53, so 12:54 for the return trip, and we'll do one more. 16:11, so 16:51, 16:52, and the return trip 2009, which means at 2010. Okay, that was a miscalculation. 09, that means at 2049, that means at 2050 we should be able to fly back, but I think we might have overbooked the aircraft. No? Oh, that's beautiful. You can see that it doesn't loop around, so this loops around to the next day, and we got off lucky. Anyways, we'll wait for this to refresh, and then we've got a successful flight to Mexico. And that's 5,000 demand. This is perfect opportunity. We could definitely buy a lot more aircraft, fly this down to Mexico. So we'll need to add this to the list of aircraft, to locations we can fly to. We just need an aircraft with short range under 2,000 nautical miles, but it will work. Anyway, so let's adjust the price. We've got a 1,600 nautical mile trip, so I guess I'll start off with 3,000. Okay, so we've got a full capacity at 3,000. Let's try 3,500. I'm pretty sure somewhere close to 3,000 is already the limit, but we're already making a good $28,000 profit on this route, which is good. And yeah, it seems like that this might just be a bit too much. Never mind, we're making 33,000. If we jump up to 4,000, I think that will be the limit though, because this is quite a short route. Who knows, maybe we might make a transatlantic flight or transpacific flight. Once stopovers exist, we could make one to Los Angeles and start stealing demand from California Express. Because, you know, we need to be competitive. There we go, so let's turn this down to 3,700, which is $200 more than the previous price that was successful. Maybe we could also fly to other locations in Mexico. So while it's updating, maybe we could fly to somewhere in Honduras or somewhere in South America. That might work as well. Kingston. Or we could actually maybe not. We might need a 747 for this. We could start making hops to Europe, which would be really good business. We're lucky that we actually got an airline that had an airport that has pretty high demand and is unused for the most part. So it seems like the server is a bit slow, so I will edit out this part. It will most likely take another 5 minutes to update, so I'll see you on the other side. Okay, so I'm back with 37,000 as the price, and the net income will be 35 million, which is actually quite good. Of course, there's plenty of demand left, but we own 100 of the market share for now. So what we need to do next is buy some new aircraft. As you can see, let's see. There are plenty of aircraft in the marketplace, and we need to look and find the one that is just perfect and right for what we need it to do. So we're looking for one with a range that is about 1,600, 1,700 nautical miles and can carry a lot of people. And there's not many aircraft, because the thing is, the bigger aircraft have longer turnaround times, which is not very good. Anyways, we've got these nice MD aircraft from McDonnell Douglas, and their max capacity is actually quite small, but that means their turnaround times will also be quite quick. So maybe I should just get my hands on one of these. We'll make a configuration once again in all economy, and add an economy class. This will be in a 2-2 configuration. Let's see if we can make it a 3-2. if we're careful with our seat size. Okay, 17.4. That seems good. Overhead movies, not really necessary, is it? Nah, I don't see it as necessary. Okay. So now that that is done, we'll need to head down to the McDonnell Douglas aircraft again and get that MD-88. We've got plenty of capital available to us. So we'll just quickly select the engine. Here we go. So, we've got plenty of money. We've got $1 billion at our disposal. And we need to figure out just how much we have, because let's say the other 757, how much capacity did that have? Maybe like 200 or a little less? So let's see, actually we could definitely take a good maybe 5 aircraft. There we go, that would be $250 million, which shouldn't be that bad actually. If you check pending deliveries, you see that the delivery will finish at June 16th of the next year. No, June 16th, which is the next month. So that will take quite a while. So with the remaining bit of our money, let's see if we can buy some more aircraft. We need some medium range aircraft that are good for flying domestically within the US. Maybe a bit longer, 2,500 nautical miles. Yeah, so something like maybe, there we go, the MD-83 has a slightly longer range, but same capacity. That would be good for some longer range flights. So we'll add this and economy. And we'll get this down to 17.4 to give it a 3-2 configuration, which is good. We'll head back down to the McDonnell Douglas planes, and there it is, MD-83, and we'll order maybe a good 2, 3. Right, I forgot to select the configuration and the engine. And once again, we got a server error. So I forgot to enter the amount to purchase, and there we go. So now we've got another 3 aircraft pending delivery. So you can see, since they're 2 different aircraft models, they will be delivered in same time periods, since they're pretty similar aircraft but are 2 different assembly lines. So in the meantime, let's see if we can find some aircraft that are capable of doing transatlantic flights, like the A340, or maybe you could even take the Boeing 747 Bombardier Dash, and there we go, the 747-400, which is $200 million, but has a massive range. This will definitely assist. And wow, that's a lot of engine options. And of course you've got a maximum purchase, because the engine manufacturers do have their limits. Let's see, Pratt & Whitney, General Electric, Pratt & Whitney, General Electric, and 2 Rolls-Royce options. Honestly, I don't really care much about the speed, I care more about the range, because we're going to be sending this on a massive, massive flight across the Atlantic. I think I'm going to go with this Pratt & Whitney over here, the PW4062. So let's make this actually a 2-class configuration. I'm going to add an economy and a business. There we go. So let's see if we can squeeze a bit more out of this economy. There we go. So we've got a 343. See what the limit is for this 343. Okay, so it seems like 17.2 is the limit. And we've got a total of 66 rows. I think it would be good to have maybe 58 rows. No, let's make that 60 rows of economy, and the rest will be business. Now, let's see. We've got a width of 22 for business. On a 343. Let's see if we can get this. Oh, there we go. A 2-4-2 configuration. Just 1 step down to 21.9. And of course we'll have some many LCD screens, and we'll have some low quality projectors. Not sure if this is actually taken into account for calculations yet, but we'll just add this anyways. So that's that. We'll go down to the new marketplace. We've still got plenty of capital available, so we'll head out to the new marketplace and buy that 747. I'm not sure, because with the benefit of hindsight, the fuel prices will skyrocket, and the 747 and maybe later the A380 will not be very viable. But I'm not sure if the fuel price rise will be taken into account. So the question is if we're going to risk it. So we're going to take the 4062 Pratt & Whitney, the beautiful 2-class configuration, and we're going to buy 3 aircraft, which will be about a total of $710 million. So that was our buying spree. We've lost quite a bit of money buying new aircraft. As you can see, we just took a massive dip, but our airline value will still continue climbing for a long time. And there we go. Flying to Oakland and flying to Mexico is our most profitable routes, which is good, really good. We'll leave the world rankings for now, but let's check out on the airline and see where we fly to in an overview. So, right now, we're only flying regional, so in this case across the US and down to Mexico. Possibly we could fly up to Canada somewhere, and our 747s should be able to serve across the Atlantic over to Europe. And we've got France, Germany, Italy, Spain. Maybe we can even fly some to the Middle East or to Africa, but that's just a dream. We'll leave that for plans for the future. For now, we've got 5, 8, and 12 aircraft total on order. Out of our 4 aircraft that we have operational right now, which is actually quite the expansion. We're nearly tripling our fleet. Actually, no, we're quadrupling our fleet size. Just like that. So as you can see, we've got this tiny little flight from Washington to Philadelphia to make use of that tiny aircraft space that we have left in the schedule. And that's Greenland up there. Yeah, so we've got plenty of places to fly to because Washington is not very well used. Anyways, we'll check out the market that we own. Ronald Reagan Washington National Airport. And there we go, wind of Washington, 32.2% with that one additional flight. We're almost going to get the majority. We're going to take the crown from California Express. Anyways, so as you can see, California Express has taken a little different routes. For example, it's flying to Los Angeles while we took the flight to San Jose. We've taken a flight to Mexico while he's taken a flight to Miami and also a flight to Houston. But we're definitely going to make use of this lack of market usage and take the market majority out of Washington. And if 2.0 rolls around, we'll make Washington a major hub that people from the west coast of the US and anywhere in America will connect to Washington and use that as a hub to fly across the Atlantic. That will be our main goal. We will connect America and Europe across the Atlantic. And who knows, we could set up a secondary hub somewhere in Los Angeles, San Jose maybe, and fly to Asia. But that is a longer trip, and that will be for next time. Anyways, hope you enjoyed this short little episode. I'm Gibbous, signing off to the next time. Have a nice day.